Welcome to Suspire Talks, guys. For our third episode, we have the very enterprising and inspiring founder of LivBio, Mr. Kirthish Jain. Kirthish, thank you so much for joining and for agreeing to do this interview. Would be great if you could just quickly give yourself an introduction and tell people about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me, Swayam, and I thanks Aspire, the entire team, for having me and for organizing this podcast. So, my name is Kirthish Jain, and my company, startup social, we are a social enterprise company, and it's named LivBio. So, LivBio is basically we educate people about sustainability in food, clothing, and home, and we have a certain range of collections in organic and natural dyed garments. So we are not an product centric company only. So we are in social enterprise. So any social enterprise, you need to have a social cause. So we are educating people about sustainability in daily lives and in these three categories. So this is what our company, and to support ourselves, we have launched a range of eco-friendly products, natural dyed products, which is organic cotton and natural dyed products, which we basically sell through a couple of platforms and on our website also.
I was so happy when I found out about Live Bio being onboarded with Aspire. It's a category that we're looking to, of course, onboard more brands in. You guys
Right.
have products for both men and women, which is amazing. And just, I think, having the basic t-shirts that you have, as well as some innerwear and socks, I think it's just
Yeah.
an amazing category. And I was honestly so happy that you guys were onboarded. But great. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, can you tell us a bit more about your inspiration to start the brand? What motivated you to start the apparel brand, and as compared to say any other venture?
Yeah. So basically, when I interned, so three before prior to starting this company, so 3.5, 4 years, I was into farming sector, learning sustainability as a whole, not only related to particular industry. So then that idea started like way back in 2019, that like what do human beings require like for their daily life is basically like called food, clothing, and shelter, roti, kapda, and makan, and with little bit of compassion and love is also necessary in today's world. So leaving aside the financial part, these are the basic essentials of human being. So that's when I highlighted, okay, what like if there is a company which basically offers all these three parts and takes sustainability as a whole subject, not only through one lens we see sustainability. So that's when the idea started way back in 2019. Then I was doing internship. Then after that, 2022 end, I started working on this idea, and we launched a company. So we educate people about food. We also do organic farming. We keep organic farming products also. And the why clothing, basically when you see the if you when you talk about sustainability, like textile is basically the world's largest polluter after the agriculture industry. So these are basically agriculture. We can understand that food is really important for everybody's eating. So we cannot cut down on the agriculture part. We cannot make much changes unless until there is a government oriented changes, policies changes. Then slowly we can, because like you need to feed the whole world, right? Like so much of population. But clothing is what we experience that due to fast fashion, due to over consumption, right? We are facing extra problems, which is basically can be avoidable if you go for alternative eco-friendly options. So there are a lot of education, like people wear one time and then they just like couple of times they wear, then they just dump it and it goes to the landfill. So clothing is one sector which is basically causing unnecessary pollution, which can be avoidable if we have a sustainable products on the market. So that's where the idea of sustainable natural dyeing came into it. At the same time, uh, so organic cotton, as in like it just started picking up. So a lot of awareness is there. It uses very less water compared to the normal cotton. At the same time, the dyes, it will not pollute the river, water, and land. So that's when we thought of idea. Okay, why not basically good give our Indian public the good eco-friendly options for clothing also, which is healthy for you and the environment as well. So that's when the
Absolutely.
idea started.
Got it. No, that's amazing. I think it is a need of the hour, right? I think
Yeah.
educating Indian consumers as well. And what you're
Yeah.
doing so well is also giving that price point, that attractive price point, which is
Yes,
not, which is breaking the myth, right? The myth usually is that sustainable products, sustainable fashion comes at a high price. But if you look at
yes,
the products of LivBio and how you guys have priced it, that's not very high. It's very competitive, I would say, to a lot of
yeah,
other brands that people are using. So I think it is absolutely the need of the hour, and kudos to you
yeah,
and your team for doing that. I believe that more awareness definitely needs to be created within our country, within our community, and for people to realize the absolute importance of this. So yeah, well done on that. Um, Kirtish, my next question is: just wanted to know a bit more about what is the story behind the name of your brand. Why is it called Live Bio?
so so basically if you break it, right, live and bio, so there are two words. If you break it, so live is basically like living your life, how you should live your life. And bio is basically biologically. So biologically we are basically designed as human beings to live among the nature. So basically living biologically alongside nature. So biologically we are implanted, we all come from like basically tribal people, right, like our genes and everything. So we all, every creature on this earth is basically living with nature. So that's where we come in. So only we human beings are there, we have like little bit went far ahead on these terms. So that's why our name, like, it resonates well, like living in sync with nature. So biologically live bio
Lovely,
is basically what, so living in
lovely.
sync with nature, that's when the name strike.
Got it. No, absolutely makes complete sense. If I
Yeah.
were to ask you, what do you think the word Suspire means? Why do you think we've named ourselves Suspire?
Like, is it basically, I feel like one thing which comes to my mind, Suspire is basically what, like, are you like um, sustain something related to sustainability is there. Basically, are you sustaining, like, it's like inspire. So basically, sustainability, you're
Absolutely.
inspiring the people to be sustainable. I think that's what makes sense to me.
Correct. No, I mean that's a very valid interpretation and something we also, are sort of this is an inspiration for the name by itself. However, Suspire by the word, by the if you go by the dictionary as a word, it means to breathe in, right? So, I
Okay,
think it just fit in very well with our concept what we're trying to put out there. To breathe in
okay.
and just to be, within nature and sort
Be
of
with, yes.
yeah, and
Be
of
aware.
course,
Be aware of whatever you're doing. That's it. Like, so same thing
exactly.
goes to,
And also multiple interpretations, like you said. So it's sustainable inspiration,
yeah.
sustainable
It could be
empire.
anything. Yeah. When you be with yourself, then automatically you're alert. You're mindful about your consumption patterns. So I think that's
Correct.
where makes sense. Yeah, very good
Yes,
name.
yes,
I like the name. Basically, it's also catchy. Suspire. When you say Suspire, right? It's basically the brand recalling is also good.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you. So I think we've had certain issues where people who may not be aware of the word, or people who may not be as eloquent in their English, right? So they call it
Yeah.
surprise. There's certain,
Nah,
they
that
struggle
will
with the
take
word.
time. Suspire is
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, thank you so
yeah.
much. So, Kirtish, my next question, I would like to know more about if you were to go back in time before you started Live Bio. If you had some sort of time machine where you could go back in time and do something different, what would that be? What would you do? Something. What would that action be that you would do differently if you had the option of going back in time?
Like, for I think, like, as a human being, basically, if I want to go back, then basically I'll then it's like I will not do that. Basically, it's like you have to face whatever life has been given that you have to face. But as a company, if I want to go back, right, um, then I would like basically I would basically create I would start an institute, like for a sustainable institute, because education is one field which I feel is the solution for all the our problems related to sustainability. So I think, like, this is very specific. Okay, I'm doing like manufacturing natural dyed organic cotton and everything. So that's why education is a very important part. So I would basically full time I would have gone into opening up a sustainable college or a sustainable school, like maybe after like college, because there is like not even a single institute where basically it is called a sustainable college. You have business college, you have tech engineering college, you have IT college, but for sustainability, if you see in Germany, right, Germany is pioneer in sustainability. So they have sustainable colleges, basically 3 4 year degree course they have. For us there is nothing, because since we are the land of agriculture, we already are like I think like half of more than half of our population is already into recycling stuff already at their home itself. We have been born with that. So like a proper system wise, we don't have anything like concrete. So that was my plan before. I don't know, down the line we might reach there also. Mm.
Kirthish, that is amazing. I think you must have just given a very entrepreneurial, inspiring, and very very high potential idea to
Yeah.
a lot of viewers listening and watching this, because I believe that's an amazing idea. And we would love to do anything ourselves. I think you guys also offer a particular course, I believe,
Yes,
in
yes, we are listing. So we are the first company basically in India who are coming up with short courses on basically sustainable marketplace platform as a product. And it's very priced at very economically priced. So we are thinking about, we are already in talks. So maybe we'll take this forward.
Absolutely, no, amazing. I think that is very inspiring and something for us to also probably ponder over. I think it's something we could
Yeah.
do in collaboration and then educate
Yes,
more.
yes,
An important topic. I definitely believe that's something we can do a lot better. And
yeah,
yeah, let's definitely we'll catch up after this and then see what sort of
sure.
what more we can do in that area. Kirtish, if you can tell me a bit more about the challenges LivBio as a brand is facing right now, as well as a few challenges that you may have faced earlier, and how you sort of conquered those challenges.
See, like sustainability, first challenge which we face is basically uh, creating awareness. Because right now, just hardly like 1% of the people basically know in clothing terms. At least organic food, you must have seen that, okay, some traction is there, but that is also in single digit. It's like close to 4 or 5% of the people know about organic food when it comes to our Indian population size. Like only this many people know what is organic food. So the awareness in clothing too, they don't even know that something called natural dyeing exists. But before invention of chemical dyes, 200 years before, we've been using this only. So one challenge which we face is point one is basically awareness is there. Second is basically finance is also an important part. To create awareness in this model social media platforms, so we need to burn a lot of money. So this is one challenge. Finance is one big role because how you spend your money, that is also one challenge. Because are you spending it efficiently and effectively rather than just burning for the sake of burning? So these are two. So to overcome this challenge, what we have done is we are basically, so what we see, what the problems are always there, but these problems how we can, so though we don't have enough finance to basically burn money, right? So what we are doing to counter that problem, what we are doing is we have launched short courses in schools and colleges where I'm living. So sustainability for me starts basically from where I stay, like a local economy. Supposing if you're based in Bangalore, right? Suspire is based for Suspire Bangalore, whatever the problems which Bangalore is facing, we focus only on that. Likewise, whatever problems which in Coimbatore which we are facing, I have identified those problems, and which is my market. Basically, schools and colleges are there. There I go and teach, and they pay us also. So like that, and plus we get followers also. Like followers which we have seen, not followers which basically on social media which don't interact. So that they interact, we talk about the problems based in Coimbatore. So like that, we have overcome our own challenges, but still it's there. Like when you're reaching a larger audience, so for us, we don't imagine like ourselves very going very large. We are thinking small and we are starting small, so that one day we can become big. We don't want to become big now itself. So it's a long game. It's basically reduce changing the impact, seeing change in your own locality, in your own city. So that's what we want. That's our end game. Not only merely selling, it's basically bringing in little change, whatever you can do as a brand in terms of sustainability, overall sustainability, not particular to one product.
No, I
So
think you're spot on there, Kirtish. I think this is definitely a longer game. We're in this
yeah,
for the longer haul.
yeah,
Where of course we're observing and we're seeing as sustainable brands, we're seeing that the trend of Indian consumers is evolving. We're seeing more people demanding of conscious products, of course,
yes,
eco-friendly sustainable products, and that of course is going to boom very soon, right? Where
yes,
I think we
yes.
can safely say we're very confident that we are moving in the right direction and that we are seeing a growth. It's just about time. We have to just, I think, slow and steady, like you said.
Yeah,
We
I'll
have
give
to
you
hang
one
in.
example. I'll give you one short example. What was internet 20 years before, right? How internet was there. So right now we are in that space. What was internet before and what is now, we can see that. Right now, what is basically sustainability today, tomorrow, after 20 years, it's going to be like that. So it's a long game, as you said.
Yeah,
We just need to
absolutely.
be honest and ethical in our practices. That's what I believe as a company.
Absolutely, Kirtish. So, Kirtish, you mentioned like both of us mentioned the word sustainability quite a lot, right? And
Yeah.
now with greenwashing going around, we're seeing the word
Yes.
sustainability used so loosely and so widely that
Yes.
people sort of get confused as to what it exactly means. So, what I want to ask you, and I think the viewers would love to know as well, is what is sustainability to you and to LivBio, and how exactly do you guys practice it? So, you mentioned, you all use natural dyes at LivBio. So, if you can just
Yes.
tell us a bit more about what sustainability means to you, as well as the practices you'll use at
In natural life.
LivBio that helps and impact and creates a positive impact for the environment as well.
Yeah. So, like, see, first, I'll just give you a definition, short definition of what is sustainability, basically. So, there would be different meanings if you go by the books. But overall, in general, if sustainability is, if you just split the word sustain and able, it's sustainable, right? So, to sustain, what are we going to sustain? To sustain is basically to hold on to resources which we have, to hold on to the life which we have on earth, to hold on to the relationships which we have on earth, like what we have relationships, and to hold on to our spiritual self also. So that is sustainability. So, and the resources as well. So that is sustainable. And the ability parts is basically how you're able to manage that efficiently and effectively. So that is what sustainability is all about. So for us, basically, what, like the amount of resources extraction which we are doing, are we reducing that? So are we reducing that at the same time? Are we basically launching some sustainable products regarding that? So those are things are all sustainable. If you are extracting too much of oil, right? So is there an alternative towards that? Is there an alternative towards a shampoo? Is there an alternative towards a soap? So all these things are basically we have to think when it comes to sustainability. So not only that, it's like to protect the life on earth which we have. Not only human life. Sustainability is basically not only human centric. It's had to be like overall. Even the microbes also they have a right to live. So likewise, like all the animals which are there. So for me, sustainability it starts with food and it starts with everything else. So like are we like basically like consuming a lot of non-veg, like non-vegetarian food? Are we reducing that? Why non-veg? What animals are suffering? All these things also for us, it's the causes of sustainability. Right to live is sustainability for us. So live and let live, that is the concept which we follow. Live and let live before we leave. So that's our mantra for sustainability.
Wow.
And we chose like natural dyes. So natural dyes has been in our Indian civilization. So we are, you can call us, India is one of the pioneers of natural dyeing. So that's why the Britishers had conquered us. That is why the French had come here, the Dutch had come here for our indigo dyes. So natural dyes. So all our temples, all our forts, like they're like 2000, 4000, 5000 years old, right? 1000 years old minimum. If you see like any fort, right, what colors they used to use before? They used to take colors from plants and trees which were there already in the environment. They never used to manufacture dyes which are chemical. So all our chemical dyes are manufactured from petrol. So from oil they extract petrol. From petrol they add like close to 8000 chemicals to make color, like all the bright pink, blue, red, all these colors which we wear today. Normally all these are derived from petrol base. So just imagine when you basically wash it every time. So you're taking liquid, you're making into solid, and then you're dyeing it. Once you wash it, where does it evaporate? It evaporates in the air which we breathe in. So right now, if I measure your blood, my blood, anybody's blood, right, there would be particles of petrol inside our blood. So there would be dye chemicals which we breathe in. So when your garment, so that's why natural dye. When you burn natural dye, when you use natural dye, there's no pollution because it's a plant. Like simple example, if I can give you from your home, like turmeric, right? Turmeric, we all use turmeric in our daily life. So when you basically rub the turmeric on your hand, what color does it give? It gives an yellow color, right? When you eat any sabji or when you mix surgery. So likewise, we have used the same thing in our clothing. So it will not harm the environment. We are not digging away more fossil fuels. We are not digging away anything. We are not importing from China, or we are not importing any dyes from everywhere. More than half of the dyes have been imported from China. So likewise, it see like economic activity is also better because all these plants are abundance in nature. So the dyes which we use, 70% of the dyes are considered as agricultural waste. So, like basically pomegranate peels, right? When you eat the pomegranate fruit, what do you do to the fruit peels? You just throw it away. What we do is we collect that, we sun dry it, and then we make the powder of it, and then we use it to color your garments. It's a simple solution. What resources you have, you're using it efficiently rather than throwing it away. So, and when you basically wash it every time, when you sweat, right, these dyes, if it goes inside also, these are Ayurvedic goodies, which you call. It will not harm, it will always benefit you only. Whereas in chemical dyes, if you wash it, every time it will release petrol, microplastic, it will release into the waterways after when you buy it. It every time you sweat, it will go into your blood. Once if you make a small cut on your skin, you will feel blood, right? You will see blood. That's the top layer. Like if you just put a small cut, you will see the blood. Just imagine every time you sweat, where is your sweat coming from? It's from the outer layer of skin. Every time you sweat, your basically dyes would go inside your skin, chemical dyes. So that's very harmful for yourself as a person and as an environment, for the animals also. This is the cause of entire pollution which we are facing: air, water, and land. The major cause of pollution is basically air pollution, and the air pollution is caused by burning of PM 2.5 particles we see, right? So those particles are there basically in our clothing. When we burn that, we basically get those particles, and that's why we are breathing. These are the causes of heart attack, your BP, your diabetes, your asthma, all the lung diseases. This is the sole cause. And it's taking too much of water. So natural dye, it will not pollute your water. It will not contaminate your land. There is no land. It's biodegradable. Once after use, you just like throw it in the farm also, it will biodegrade by itself. No chemical, no pollution. It will become food for the new plants, because it's all from Ayurvedic and plant-based dyes. So it's very important that we understand what our clothing impact has on environment.
Kirthish, wow, this has been a short course in itself. I believe is you've honestly given us so much insight and
Yeah,
I think explained why and what it means to live a sustainable lifestyle and why one should. I think that's it's very
yeah.
insightful. I can only imagine what the course that you are going to list on Suspire is going to entail. Like I think I'm definitely going to be someone who's going to do that course. So
Yeah.
amazing. I think
And I
it's
would
very
be
insightful.
happy that if it is coming from first from your platform, I think it will be great, because people, so normally whenever a customer comes and shop on a sustainable platform, so it ends with him buying the product.
Mhm.
But the after effect, right? How is he transitioning towards living a sustainable life? That the companies are not tapping on. So it's a very beautiful market, and it's affordable. Plus, it's like an 1 month course. Weekly 4 courses are there. It's affordable. Plus, you'll get a variety of knowledge. So that bonding which you're bonding with the consumer will always be there. Like rather than spending on social media, I think this is a very good way. So we'll discuss more about that. I'm happy that you liked it.
No, absolutely. I've already got such a big insight from you, right? So, and I'm sure all the viewers also have would definitely love to sort of enroll myself, and I definitely will as soon as we have that listed.
Yes.
Great. So I think Kirtish, another question I have is, and sorry, just two more questions from my end, right? The second last question I have is, what advice would you give to someone who's watching this, who may not sort of be living a sustainable lifestyle now but wants to start somewhere, right? Someone who's a beginner, someone who just is learning a bit more about what the industry we're in. So what is the advice for them?
See, first thing is, first advice I would give is, learn about the definition, meaning of sustainability. So one thing where you can learn from your own home is through your forefathers, grandfathers or grandmothers, how like 100 years before we used to live. Second thing I would say is, don't jump over to extreme sustainability. What you can do is, supposing you're buying a toothpaste of Colgate, right? What you could do is, what is sustainable? When you're switching from Colgate toothpaste to a normal sustainable tooth powder, which is basically available in certain sustainable platform. So that is the sustainability second step you are taking it. So at least, because if like how you want to change yourself, live a sustainable life like this, like crores of people also want to stay there. How you can contribute? You can contribute by supporting people, supporting companies who are basically in this space. So this is very important that you educate yourself. And there are beautiful sustainable platform, and Suspire is one of them. And I think there is a lot more to learn from that. So like switch over from bad products to little bit decent products. That is the first step, because you cannot cut off from from this sustainability altogether, but switch your daily life products essentials are there, that if you change, that itself will have a huge impact. Then slowly you learn on your journey. So that's the step which will be. But start small, start slow, and just start, no problem in that, and then slowly you will get there. It's a transition phase. It's not like within 1 year you'll be complete. For me also, it's been like 5 years in this journey. Still, I'm on my journey of just being in a sustainable, because it's like a checkpoints. One step you cross, okay, next ladder, next ladder, next ladder, next ladder. Then the final ladder is total bliss, which you will experience.
Sure.
That's like a nirvana stage. So that will
Yeah.
like a yogi stage. It will take some time, but start supporting small local products. Start supporting sustainable platforms. Buy sustainable platform. This is the first step to help people to start sustainability in their life.
Yep, yep. I think we second that exact feeling and that exact advice that you're giving. No one is perfect. Everyone has to start somewhere. Start
Yeah.
small, start with smaller actions, and then you'll realize the impact you're making and feel good about yourself. And then, it'll take one step at a time to reach that particular stage where you are, in a ecosystem where you feel like you are creating a bigger impact. And that's the
Yes.
advice we give out to people as well. Great.
Very
Kirti,
good.
my last question to you, right, is what are the plans for LivBio? Any future plans in terms of getting on more products? Just in terms of your brand LivBio. Currently, you have the basics that we spoke about. What are the plans ahead?
Yeah. So natural dyeing right now, like we are focusing. So now the brand is little bit known. Like if you search in Google, also we are coming in front. All these things are there. Promotion of natural dyes is happening. We are creating awareness. The next step is basically doing into B2B sales, B2B sales and B2B awareness, because that's where the impact is huge. So recently we are tying up with two colleges. We are tying up. We are signing an MOU. There are close to 2,000 students are there. So we are starting a sustainable living day. It's called Simple Living Day, not sustainable. It's called Simple Living Day. So that weekly once you have to wear that product once, which is basically hand spun and hand woven. In that, basically, we launch every month. We will be teaching courses in schools and colleges. So every one college we tie up, one college we would be teaching for free, one government school. Because those who cannot afford the product, basically, even they need to be taught, right? Even they have the right to educate. So that's why like colleges which can afford, they are paying us, and we are educating people about sustainable entrepreneurship also, creating large scale of small entrepreneurs in my city. That's what I'm doing, so that more and more people would be there. They would be creating more products, and then they would be selling it on sustainable. Unless until there are more players, then there would not be more consumers also. So this is one plan which we are having. At the same time, we are getting into more niche markets also. Like if undergarment is doing good, then we would be launching children's undergarments also, like girls and boys and everything. So this is the game. And one more thing, CSR activity which I would like to discuss is corporate social responsibility. It doesn't mean that only big companies should do. So every live by your order, right? Every live by your order through Suspire or through our website or through any other platforms which we get, what we do is we send a personalized letter that thanks for ordering our product at Suspire, and we thank you, and it's a letter which we provide. At the same time, we let the consumers choose, like 10% of our profits or of our sales amount, 10% of our sales amount, we let the consumer choose for the causes which we are doing. Like we have three causes: earth care, people care, and animal welfare. So we have a couple of NGOs we have tied up with. So like suppose in one t-shirt is basically sold at like we get like 700 or 800 rupees, right? So 10% of that amount, 80 to 100 rupees, will be giving away as per the consumer's need. Then after collectively we share these receipts to the consumer after 3 months, because you cannot do it every day. You need a collective amount. Once in 3 or 4 months we do it, and in the consumer's name. So live bio on behalf of which and which consumer ordered, so that they know that where their money is going. So along with some pictures and everything. So like that, we again bond with the consumer. Our branding goes with that. So Suspire also bonds with that consumer. Okay, this is how it's not only about selling; it's about basically taking care like of your sustainable journey. We are the one stop. So like that, we want to work with multiple platforms. And it's good that Suspire, I think we are getting very good traction, and people are aware. So that's one good thing which we feel. So this is our CSR kind of program.
Great. No, very inspiring, Kirthish. Honestly, very inspiring, and we're so glad. I'm so glad to have spoken to you today and gotten so many insights from you about what you guys are doing. And I feel like I have so many ideas running in my mind for how we could already collaborate and join hands. So
Yeah.
definitely reach out to you soon, and then
See,
we'll
we
speak.
don't see as so one thing is like normally what people think we don't see as a competitor analysis, because whoever is running a sustainable marketplace are the most, because they are connecting with the end consumers, right? We are just manufacturers. So we know, okay, we can highlight the manufacturing practices, but sustainable marketplaces, they are the one who are forefront educators of to end consumers. So it's very important. They are like our, not like we, I don't see myself as a vendor. I see myself as a strategic partner, like a
Absolutely.
partner in your initiative also. Because if you grow, I grow. And if we both grow, then obviously sustainability as an industry will grow. Then practices, policies will change. So I hats off to you guys for launching such initiative, such podcast also, where you're educating customer. We are just not your company is just not merely posting about stuff. You're basically engaging people in conversation, giving them knowledge about what is true sustainability. So this is something which is most welcome by us, and thank you so much for making us part of your journey as well.
Well, thank you, Kirthish. Really appreciate your kind words, and the feelings are mutual, honestly. Thank you so much. And I'm sure everyone watching, listening is also really excited and has found a lot of insights from you. And like I said, we're very happy to have spoken to you, and we'll definitely get in touch because I believe that there are so many aspects we can collaborate with, and
Yeah.
and find some sort of a action points to sort of educate people a bit more. So we'll get in touch and speak to you then. But for now, thank you so much, and
Thank you so much.
really appreciate it.